Hey guys, it's Chris, and welcome to the Toned and Toneful video podcast episode number 25. Gain inspiration by opening your mind. As you guys know, this last week was just Christmas, so I want to wish you guys a happy holiday again. And we're kind of in between two holidays at this current moment, Christmas and New Year. And this part of the year is a really interesting part of the year because a lot of us become very reflective on the things that we've done, especially for someone like me. I know everyone does this to a different degree. But I think that we can use this part of the year to our advantage. And we can use this time to reflect on what's happened the year before and see what patterns that we've lived up and what we've done and see where our mind has been a little more closed off and take that as an opportunity to open it up. As you know, you go into your new year, I think it's always a great idea to make goals. And if you're coming up with some, things that you want to, some markers that you might want to hit in your life, I think one of the main things that kind of helps make that a little bit more possible is some planning and some reflecting on the year before in the way that you look at the things that you've done and you can say, hey, what's worked for me and what hasn't worked for me? And those are all things that are based on our personality, that are based on where we are in life, and is based on the type of goal that we have. So I think that with New Year approaching and 2023 is going to be a big year. And I know for a lot of people, 2022 was a rough year. The finances have been harder than ever. I know some people are going through some personal strife or some personal things. But like we were talking about in earlier episodes, that our best moment is this moment. And that the best time to be alive is the exact moment that you're alive right now. And you're a culmination of all the things that are great about you and a culmination of all the things that you're trying to work on, things that you're struggling with. And I wanted to make this episode kind of around the idea that I really want all of us to be able to take a look at our lives and see what's been the part that's been working for us and the part that's been driving us, and see what little things have we done in that way to make it work. Is that just being very specific about what we're choosing to do? For those of us who are worried about health, are we eating the proper diet every day? Are we trying our best to get in the foods that we know we need to get in every day? Just as much as if your goal is, you've been trying to be a better musician, are you getting some time into your music every day? Are you writing every day? And are you enjoying the process of your life? Kind of no matter what you're doing. Because the enjoyment of the process is going to lead you to be able to see where the struggles are. Because if you enjoy going through the dailies, which is, for me recently, has been not wasting time. So if I am done with one thing, I just move on to the next thing. I don't dilly-dally around. I used to have a really bad habit of picking up my phone and scrolling through my phone for a long time on, social media and stuff. And the weird thing is there was a period in time that I would look at that stuff and I would be affected by it. I'd be like, wow, this person's getting better numbers than me, or this person's, doing this, or this person's doing that. And missing the whole point that it's not about the result that the person currently has or what you currently have. It's more important that the process that you're living is one that could make you successful. I'm going to repeat that again. It's important that the process that you're doing could make you successful. It's not where you are in the exact moment, because we're all working towards something. And for example, you could become, someone like, the most famous actor. We can take someone, there's a lot of examples of this, but you could be a really, really famous actor and then decide that you want to do music. You could be a really famous musician and then decide that you want to do acting. Like someone like Will Smith, who was a musician first and then became an actor next and took that to a level of success that a lot of us will never understand. It may be in our way because we're not practicing that. But success is not just money and not just numbers. Success is the internal ability to process, the ability to do processes, like the ability to see what's going on in a process and go, how can I break that down? And how can I make that work for me? And one of the special things about being alive every day is you get an opportunity to work on that. And being open-minded is such a big deal. Were you wasting time before? And is there a way for you to not do that? Did you have a certain opinion about a certain thing that if you could just change the opinion, you could change that? Because remember, if you change your mind, everything will change for you. We are mostly only stuck because we want to be stuck. A lot of the parameters that I had a year ago, I don't have anymore. After doing Toned and Toneful for a year, after spending more time with you guys and spending more time with myself, after learning to love processes, whether that's editing these videos or that is creating a bigger world for myself in any way that I can, whether that's, hey, before I used to never give that person a compliment for what they're doing, but today I'm going to give a compliment and make that process of being around that person better and easier. Or it could be something like, hey, there's this guitar part that I'm working on and I've always picked kind of in a certain way. Could I hold my pick differently or do one thing different? Because if you're doing the same thing all the time, you're going to be getting the same result. So I encourage everyone to open their mind this year and enjoy the end of this year and reflect with full-heartedness. Reflect on this year and look back at what's gone great. And if you loved a certain moment of this year, or you loved a certain thing that came up, I want you to own that, because you have a lot to do with that. If you have a lot to do with the process of your life, you should own the things that went great. Just as well as when things were tough for you, look at those things and go, was I the problem in that? Was I the mindset that didn't allow that to come through the way that I wanted? Was I the type of person that I wanted to be in that situation? And I think if you think about it, when things went wrong, you weren't. You'll realize that there was a wrong word, a wrong turn, or a wrong thing that happened. But if you shared with no expectation, that's not the problem. That's great. If you made a mistake, that's fine. Mistakes are the best reference point for us to realize where the process of success can go for us. So if we're making mistakes, it's not about the mistake. It's about how we look at the mistake and how we make that mistake a part of the new mission that we're going on, the new part of how we're going to execute the next time. And I just wanted to bring this piece of advice to everybody, because I talk to a lot of people and I go, hey, what you got going on for the new year? And I've heard a lot of people go, oh, same old, I got to, do this and do this and do that. And, they're out of, maybe the 40 people I've talked to, because I ask a lot of people, hey, what are you doing next year? I think only about 3 to 4 people have given me an answer where they have some plans for themselves over the next year that they're not worried about or they're not stressed about, but they're plans that they look forward to and plans that they look to execute, because this life is so beautiful and this life is so precious that if we took the moment to execute and to do the things that we could do, we would see the beauty in the world that we're creating. We would see the light in the world that we're creating. And I think that an aim for anyone should be to create light and create beauty in this world in any way that they see fit, in any way that you want it to be. If that's your working out and you want your body to be an inspiration for people this year, then this is the year for your diets and your workouts and your plan to sleep more. If you're the kind of person who wants to make music, then this is the year for your plan to go, how do I get the sounds that I want? What kind of sounds am I trying to make? And, how do I get that into a song format? If you're a person who's like me and you're looking to actually go out and play music, then you've got to be on top of who am I calling? Who am I getting, to get these gigs? And what connections am I making so that I can have people around me that I can enjoy playing live with and watch them and be a part of a community of people who want to be musicians who keep the world full of music in real life. There's so many different variations of what you could do. It could be taking care of your family. How are you going to get along with your parents the best? Or you're that one family member that you're trying to take care of. If your goal is to get a house, how are you saving money and what is the best way to get that home? What is the best type of real estate agent that you should be talking to? All these things. I just want you guys to know that open mind that you could have, looking at your executions from the last year and reflecting on them and seeing that we've done good things and we've done bad things in all of them. There's no perfect answer in this. I think that you will end up with an actual, tangible plan. And that is the most important thing I think that we can have in life, is having that plan that's tangible and being able just to use that as a reference point, because all the other things will come into play. Then you'll say what you need to say. Then you won't expect perfection because you'll know there'll be mistakes and you'll work on them with, with a certain amount of, hey, I'm trying this. If this goes wrong or this goes right, I can handle the results. Then you'll know you'll be able to live in the moment, and you'll know that the best moment that you're in is this moment, because this life is just constantly culminating into the best version of yourself. So I really hope that you guys enjoy the outlook on trying to keep your mind open. And I hope that you guys have fun reflecting on your year and have fun during this next holiday, during this new year. Please be the kind of person who expresses love. Be the kind of person who does say, hey, I love you to those you love. I missed you to those you missed. And the kind of person who gives a hug or a kiss to those who that's in your life that way. Because this life is so gorgeous, and the light that we can shine in this world and bring to other people is one of the main things that I think that we can always have. So I just want to say thank you to you guys for enjoying this year of Toned and Toneful with me, because the next time I speak to you will be 2023. This is episode number 25, and I've never been happier in my life as far as where I'm at, what I want to share, what I want to do, and I've never been happier because I've never been more thankful. So I just want to tell you guys, I hope you have a great week, and I hope that you have a great new year, start of the new year, and above all else, stay toned and toneful.